Okay, I tried to start this just about the same time the screen recording started. Cool. Basically, I don't think we're gonna get to do the film stuff on Wednesday that I thought that maybe an option, but I figured since some of you were asking, I would do this anyway. Cool. I went ahead and came to the Golden State Classic, obviously. Figure we might as well try and watch some losses. It's where we can learn the most normally. Yeah, and if I remember, this was supposed to be like the number 2 seed, game 1 of day 2 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure we got pretty busted. I think there was some serve receive stuff. It was some more defenders asking about film than anything. So I figure why not watch a little serve receive. Okay, high ball cool. No square. Aggressive shot down the line, goes out. We can live with it. Skip forward. Oh, did we overpass? We get an overpass kill here? Oh my goodness. That's a good float. Serving out of the left. This is when, which way? It looks like you guys are doing it a little bit. You're kind of stepping in. I guess I'm going to have to click. That's probably annoying on the mic. Stepping in. Ends up catching us high. Oh, no. Okay. All I can say here, we're doing our lanes pretty well. Geez, if it would stop skipping over the piece that I want. Yeah, maybe just putting a little of that power a little higher. Okay. A little high instead of shoving that. When, like, I'm in a compromised position personally in serve receive, like, I realize it. Okay, this ball just started floating crazy. I kind of just try to get it really high, if possible. Get it really high. Of course, they do the same thing. Oof. Let's talk about that. Hold on. I just try to get the ball really high towards the middle of the court. That's definitely better than an overpass. Okay. This is hard. Generally, I would love Amelia to take this. The only hard part is I could see Lucy not being able to see Amelia here. But cool, we served. We noticed the overpass. If we're going to take it, you really got to call. Someone's got to be calling that. I would say about here, someone needs to be just screaming for this ball to avoid this collision. Okay. I think we square this time. Lovely. At least we got a nice high ball up. But I think that's a communication problem. I think both of you are capable of getting that. Yeah. Okay. Comes to who's hungry, who wants to scream for the ball. Okay, we're tipping here. Yeah, that right back defender's camping in the corner because you went for that shot earlier. Cool. Nice and smart. I'm going to hope that we're not tipping because we're scared, but because you saw that spot, hopefully either or we got a good result. Good stuff. Okay, nice serve. What do we think is happening here? I'm calling the back set, right? I mean, I don't see anybody transitioning on our left side of the court. You got one hitter kind of at the 10-foot line. Just a little step close. And good thing this is part of what we're working on, right? This is kind of one of those... Geez, I'm just going to have to spam this. Down ball scenario. Almost. Give or take. Ava actually sets up the block nicely. And I would say, right, we're just caught watching this set. I mean, Gabby, do you see your middle here? Maybe like number 11 there right in front of you. Can I scroll? Okay, no. All right. Okay, so like what I'm saying is we could probably see this coming a little quicker and really go start cheating onto Ava. It's like you start to, okay, but then we end up late here. Holland, I'm only okay with how close you are here because Ava's taking the line. If she leaves any more line for this girl, you need to be like over here for like a down ball, right? I'm happy with this. This is unfortunately a little late, and we're kind of shallow. I would like to see you sit here. We talk about reads, right? Amelia was one of the people that asked me about film, okay? Really base, probably here, right? These two can come get this middle area pretty quickly, and we're kind of starting to leave these corners available for something high and like shoddy. Boom. This is what I'd like to see you dropping to base. If anything, I'm cool. I'm only cool with how short this is because we don't have a middle block up. So you're going to get stuff more in this area, like this depth of the court, right? If we have Ava and Gabby up, we need to like be sitting back here. Because look, Lucy, Holland, and I mean, Becky gets over to the 10-foot line. Like these shorts are really, really well covered. So we can come crash deep. Hits us kind of high as a result. Okay, we get here almost good transitions from just about everybody. Everybody gets to the 10-foot at least. What do they call? Oh, they call us in the net? Oh, that's terrible. Awful. You just wanted to call something. All right. We rotate anyways. Let's see here. Server's in the left, so seams left. Becky, if I'd be picky, something that at least as an outside, something that helps me over here, I like to face that server a little bit more. So I kind of, maybe I'm half a step up and half a step back here. So I'm really facing the server. It makes it easy to cut this sideline stuff off so I don't get beat. For a ball that's outside to my right, it's really hard to get a right shoulder around that ball. So if you could kind of pivot there, you're pulling these deeps for Lucy. Lucy's going to come take care of this for you. So maybe facing that server just a little more from setup. Maybe you'll do that in a second, but okay, yeah. Yep, like I said, that's a nice short. We got good lanes, good crossing, cool. Good transitions, Ava, Gabby, and Becky getting out to the pin also. Okay, we go with a roll. Let's talk about reads now. Okay, we got a high ball. What is this setter going to do? Right, behind her head on the 10-foot line. We're not running the middle. She's open up. She's squaring her back to her C. This is where I would like to see us sitting here as an oppo, right? We're starting to identify it's going oppo. Let's come cheat over a little bit. Gabby gets to cheat over some more. Now let's see how we get off block and how we set up around the block here. Okay, we get a down ball. Well, it kind of works out in our favor because the set is really inside and low. Okay, we're a little late here. And hear me out, right? Ball's dying on the inside. She's way reaching in for this. Lucy, I kind of want you a little more prepared for. I would love to see Becky pulling off some. Okay, this helps take some more of these shorts away from what Lucy's covering right now. We can push Lucy back for a thumb down line shot now. Okay, and with Lucy there, that takes up some of this space with a good move too, which means now I get to move Amelia deep on the outside of our late block, right? Our seam, and it's low and inside, right? This is probably coming to Ava's right, okay? And now it's not Holland taking every down ball outside of Ava's right hand all the way to those shorts there. Okay, she's in a compromised position, right? So now we make a maybe less than ideal dig. Just positioning stuff. Just positioning stuff, right? If Amelia's pushed over here, we get to slide over a little bit, maybe get a little deeper too because Becky is here. And now I don't get hit with a high ball to my chest, to a deep corner like we all practice, right? And now the dig's not as, we're just not in system, right? We can't run our middle here, okay? We go with the pass set. Okay, good. We got a little bit of block cover, a little bit from Gabby here. I would love to see you come crash up. It's really easy to just watch the set happen. Okay, we watch the set, and then we just leave Ava by herself, besides Gabby, right? If she gets blocked here, and it comes down the line, Lucy, that's yours, right? Your left back, you're covering everything that's going off the block and inbounds directly behind, right? It wouldn't make sense for you to crash up here because we have Gabby there as well, right? Gabby can get that real short stuff. Lucy can get the stuff that goes right off of the oppo over her head and back down. Amelia's kind of second line of defense. They're getting those super shorts, and then we got Amelia kind of covering this stuff, ideally with Becky as well, right? We can almost go half ring Amelia, half ring Becky, and then Holland kind of back here because she's obviously the furthest away. And then look at that. Nobody's prepared for the block. We're playing good volleyball now, so that's gonna become a pretty valuable piece of the game. Let me see what we're at. We're at 3 minutes and 38 seconds of film and 11 minutes of video. So, believe it or not, it takes a long time. If you're invested, this is all great, but it does take some time. So, but there's good things learned. Okay, I'm calling right side of the court, and I might be wrong. Something you guys are going to have to learn about reading and is you kind of just are trying to you're trying to be able to anticipate a little bit more. Doesn't mean you got to be right every time. I'm definitely wrong often still. But if you would ask me how I'd know here, as a serve receiver, something that helps, right? I sent you guys a video once on this. She tosses straight up, okay. She's righty. Look at how she's swinging her arm back, and it's kind of coming around, right? I'm guessing this either coming... She can either swing straight through that, and it comes to this seam. That's my first thought, but you can kind of see that arm coming around the side of the ball, right? Boom. That little bit of information, right, gives you that read over, which it looks like Amelia picks up on it here. Okay. Let's try and watch full speed now, because I know this annoys you guys. But that's like a little split second of information, right, of where the ball's going. Okay, here. Is this going to drop short? Probably not. It looks like, 20, 25 foot line area. And I know we already peaked it a little bit, but it's got some speed. It's got some height, right? I'm not worried about it dropping over here. We know already that it's coming to this side of the court. Because of how it came off her hand, I'm not worried about this as much right now. Okay. Good job getting around the ball. Holland, good job staying away, out of the way. If you can determine that you're not going to be in the way, though, like at this point, and be turning and running, that's great. Because now maybe, it's an overpass anyway, but say it was on our side, right? We're there just in time to make a pass at. Good attempt at the cover, though. Yeah, let's see if there's a similar. This is similar here. Good. You seem to leave a little earlier here. Let's see if we can make a good read on the server. Also, once you kind of, this is just IQ stuff. You kind of made a mediocre pass. Girls are going to start getting good at spot serving. That's what we practice. So you can anticipate being served at again. As well as some people are only capable of, maybe that's her only serve. So either way, we want to really start anticipating that location again. Same thing, right? Same toss. Arms coming around the side of the ball. Hips and shoulders are turning over the Becky side of the court there. Cool. At least we got a high ball. We're in a pass set situation. I would love to see you jump and get your hands on. Gabby going up with the joust. That's a lovely way to be aggressive. hope it's not just like awful to listen to me hit this keyboard, but right, and then same thing, right? We get in this scenario where ball's high. Looks like Lucy, Amelia come crash. Even Ava comes and crashes. But we have Holland and Becky over here just like hoping that Gabby takes care of it, right? And like I said, I mean, as you play this game, it's like we got these three doing their job here. And the ball is going to find whoever's not doing their job. So, that's kind of the goal, right? If I'm this hitter and I have any little bit of vision of the court right now, this is what I'm looking at. So, boom. Maybe a ball we could have covered, right? Okay, let's skip. No square. Hips are coming out, so I'm probably calling the C set here from someone else. We got to run away from our target because we didn't get outside the court first, right? We just are right on the line. Okay, cool. Of course, there's a ball on ruining the play. Again, see, this is like a 1v1. Even though it's our uppo, right? This is really like Becky's person's over here, Gabby's person is right here, and then this is Ava's person. So if we could have Ava up here, that would be lovely. We could maybe even get the double block up with Gabby in that case. And now, to be honest, Amelia's job isn't so hard. I mean, we have to sit outside of that, cover kind of this arc here, right? And we have no off block, or we have no off blocker right here either. Yeah, part of that could have been because there was a ball on, sure. Oh, geez. Let's go back, see if we can read the serve. Okay, stuck in this rotation. These are little things that can help us get out of these kinds of rotations, right? She looks like she's tossing a little more to her right this time. Yeah, look, and you guys see how her hand comes in to the right side of the ball now? Our right. See that? Compared to before, her hand was almost like she was flexing at the elbow right here, or extending at the elbow, and it was coming around this side of the ball, right? Little itsy-bitsy pieces of information, and look at that, what I call earlier. So now we're kind of at this seam, right? On the midline, dropping the thumb a little bit. Gabby, you're not serving, you're not receiving this ball. You're not touching this ball, probably about here. So I would love to see you opening up and getting to the line. Haul and release is good. Cool. We talk about some of this. I'm actually okay with that. Big moves. We get under the ball. That's lovely. Same thing. It's just itsy bitsy things. You got under the ball super well. It's a really, really great move. Just in time to get a high ball. If you can do anything to kind of contort your body just a little bit, get that left shoulder high. You know you're going to the ground. You know it's going to be messy. Let's go get it on the setter's side of the court. Okay, we're getting a pass set. See if anyone covers. We down ball. Let's get back to base. And another ball. And of course we get the replay off that. Oof. Let's look back at that. Another thing that kind of sucks is an 8 a.m. game. Same read, right? Once you figure it out for one person, you kind of have it for you get those little bits for a game. Same thing, right? Arm comes in at the last second around the middle of the ball now instead of the outside of the ball. So we go straight through. Got a nice oof. Okay. Little overcompensation. We're stuck free balling. What do you guys think? Think she's shoving this out? Probably not, right? She's squaring her back to her oppo. I don't know, right? I haven't watched it, but that's what my read would be here. So as a middle, I start taking one step. This is not a bad place to kind of get back to the net as well as Ava. Cool. Just a little late. Even if you have to just go up here and throw your hands over, that's okay. Let's look at this setup. To me, Amelia, looks like you're kind of behind Ava's right hand, just a hair. Oh, it's an unfortunate block touch. Lucy, lovely getting to that line. I love that impulse to hop over here, right? You're still just a little short. You're fast. And really, this only works if everybody's doing their job, right? I'm cool with this because we have Becky back here. If we're playing at the midline on 10 foot like we're supposed to, right? That gives this short back to Lucy in order to give her back here in case this oppo drops the thumb and hits a down ball. Now Lucy's not making an overhead dig for a controlled line shot to the corner, right? It's just an easy chop. Amelia, right? You can tell the set's happening. Are your blockers close together, right? Kind of like you have this gap. You get to come step over into the gap now. And then, cool. Yeah. We lose the off block where, to be honest, if we were here, we might be able to get a hand on that. Cool. Okay, let's see. It's little, and this is honestly what it took for me to get better at serve receive. I really had to submit and learn these little things. Cool, drops the thumb again. She's liking that seam. We're still passing to the left side of the court when Holland's coming from the back row, right? Little things that just make, you're just bettering the ball little by little, right? If you can kind of count some things out. Cool. We have another high ball that we have to free ball, and we free ball out of bounds. So just, ultimately getting stuck in this rotation for that, like they're not even going crazy, right? We can tell who they're setting. They're not smashing the ball at us. We are just out of position and not taking advantage of information that we could be getting here if we're looking for it. Body's turning over. I'm calling to the right side of the court now. Okay. Middle. And another kind of short drop. Okay. Same thing. If we can get that left shoulder high, right? Your setter's coming from the other side. Managed to almost play it. Oof. Now we're just attacking the ball before knowing where it's really going. Let's see. Serving, we're moving short like immediately. It's like your momentum had started. We start making the decision to step up there. And it's like we got a nice high ball. I can see that looking short. It's got some travel for sure. Yeah, misread. Okay. Okay, timeout. Much needed. Okay, she's switching sides. Okay. This is a little better Becky. Your feet are kind of facing the server a little better. Lucy's got a good set on it. But even now, right? Now you've got this one high, and she's serving from over here. So if you drop this just like half a shoe, that could really help, right? Our setter is going to be coming to this side of the court. Let's arrow this way. Okay. Could have been Lucy's here. Amelia's, excuse me. I wish there was 5-second intervals here. And it's like, all right, this is just way high over the net for us to probably be hopping in here and stealing, at least with a platform. If you get to here and you had started putting your hands up and gone with your hands to the point where you don't have to back into her lane now to use your platform, that's a better situation. Like if you stepped in, put your hands up, you could stay this short in the court. But because we're using our platform, we have to back up, jump backwards at the last second. But it's probably right to Amelia's platform. Cool, we get another high ball to pin. And we're, free ball error there. And that's our step close. That's our uncomfortable step closes we do in practice all the time, right? She's switching over here again. Cool. Shoulders turned over. just serve receive, right? Losing confidence in ourselves. My biggest reset, and it's hard to get out of these funks sometimes. My biggest reset is completely like, forget about this entire game that we're playing. Don't think about scoring. Don't think about being down. I know it's easy to say and hard to do, but all you need to do is get a high ball in this area, okay? Which means if you're going to do anything, get underneath the ball and push it high, right? That's all you got to do. I don't need something perfect on the 2-foot line. We're obviously stuck in this rotation. Let's get it high and not make Holland run to all of this area to set the ball, right? Make her life a little bit easier. Oh, we go with one hand and serve receive. It's a good short. Let's see if we can talk about if Gabby can help with this. Let me look. See, Amelia, we're just not even going for it here. It's like earlier, those shorts were dropping here, and I was like, okay, we can let Lucy get those. But as this starts creeping in here, this is going to start to be your responsibility. You know, we think about her lane here. She has to run almost perpendicular out of her lane to go get this ball. And it's really in your shorts here. Good. Oh my God. They made an error, so we got to side out. Way to hustle though, Lucy. But we got to be talking about that. Like, you get up from that as serve receivers, you got to get up and go, Lucy, I would turn to Amelia and go, do you want that next time? You obviously overpass it, right? And it was kind of not great. You guys don't need to be mean to each other. We're a team. We got to figure out how to talk and work together. So you just say something, hey, do you want that next time? Or, if you know for sure, sometimes you don't have to ask. You go, yeah, I'm going to leave that for you, right? I'm going to leave that shorts for you. You can step up for those shorts because she keeps hitting a short, right? I'll make sure to get your deeps. That's the kind of conversation we have there. Same thing, too. If any of us can realize, hey, our setter is back row, let's just talk about getting it over here. I'm sure I'm even saying something about that, but okay. That's half the set right there. We are 30 minutes in. Okay, so what? 3 times the film? That's how much I talk? All right. But it's all good stuff. All good stuff. Tons of information, things to learn here. Just lucky. Let's talk about that. Where does this go wrong here? Cherish is kind of just hoping that somebody does something with it. We don't really know, right? If we're talking about who's in a somewhat, Gabby's kind of ready to block. Ava's got her hands up. She's kind of ready to block, but we're just kind of hoping, standing. Okay, cool. See, and then we have to get our hands up and get ready to block. We decide not to. And to be real, if we were to look at the holes in the court right now, we have this massive, massive area back here where really we should have Becky back here, Holland here, right, in base, stepping in. We should have Ava here for the shorts, which allows Lucy to actually come over here and play some line defense and get these shorts with Holland. And then Becky can sit deep. And then ideally, right, so super inside set. So Cherish, I'd love to see you starting here at base. And then you just have a one-step move over to come block this inside ball. Get lucky that this is to us. Go over the net, get lucky that they get the overpass and out. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's see. Okay, stressful. Okay, setter back row or front row? Back row. We have a middle that's actually up, right? These are little things we can take note of before, okay? We're about to serve. Let's see. And you guys know these formations, right? We set up in these exact formations. Like being able to recognize, right? You have an oppo standing, you have someone standing in the front row, someone standing in the front row, someone standing in the front row, right? So it comes down to identifying who's your responsibility, right? Cherish, if they run a good play here, who are you going to block? Who is your job to block? Same with Gabby, right? Pretty common also, right? They pull their outside back to serve receive in 5. Low and off, right? You guys can free ball pass. I'm cool with you making errors because you're trying to do the right thing. I'd love to see you. Okay, we get low. It's just like, feels like you pull that platform off. You know, it's like you pop it instead of pushing through, right? Push through to your target. It's a slow high ball. Get that free ball set in there. Okay, let's see here. Lanes, speed blows the whistle. Cool. We're not square, so we go from having a really good pass. Actually, okay, Cherish's first swing. We're 9 minutes into a 16-minute set. It's Cherish's first swing. Okay. Here we go. Way to get her some height and get her out. But we down ball to the lib. I'm much happier with this. I could still say you could even be a little bit deeper here, right? Because if she down balls from where she's at over the net, or swings really, I mean it's the speed of a down ball, but like from where she's contacting this, so this is gonna go over the net with any pace. It's gonna hit us in this ring right here, right? That's the depth that ball's gonna hit. If she goes over Ava, we get this outer ring, right? We got Cherish playing some off block. I'd love to see you guys get to the 10 to the middle of the court, or almost there. But Holland has to suck up because we're not over here. We're trying to take all of this short stuff as much as we really can as an outside, and leave the hard driven balls to our defenders, and as well here. Okay, look at that, forced to hit out, lovely. Okay. Get ahead of here. Good. I'm liking our step. Like, see how we got this? We're just generally facing the server, you know, and that curve in our step kind of falls off by the time we're in line, right? We can just face them straight on if they're in front of us. Otherwise, we're trying to cut these balls off before they come to my outside shoulder when we serve receive in zone 1. Cool. Nice high ball. Not fighting to get square. Nice corner shot. Oof. It's just out. I'm not mad at that shot. And I know we've been working on this. This just doesn't look like a super, like, ready position to me, you know? Maybe we could be in kind of a little bit more of a lunge. Kind of more like this. If you could almost be, like, stacked in, like, this, but reverse footsteps, so your first step can be that left, right? Cool. Going for a high shot. Got the nice set. Let's see here. Good. Nice high outside shoulder. I do think, to be real, not to put you on blast, let's see. You're like in a 3/4 stance here. And I know you're tall, but I'd love to see you get close to these two in height. Okay? That is why, defenders do have it a little bit easier. That serve, just because they're naturally short. That serve comes low to our left. We're almost standing. We have to really drop to get underneath this ball to get the angle that we need to keep it on our side. So if you could be at this height, kind of that, 90-degree hip, and almost 90-degree hip and 90-degree knees, right? That might help you just be under this ball a little bit better, right? Now you get to stay on your feet instead of going to the ground because you didn't have to drop levels. Now we have the reverse. We're just standing inside the 10. We got a high ball that we free ball over. We know this team's going to eat up free balls. Where is this going? She's squaring her back to the oppo. We can start, reading that. Okay, at least we're hustling for some off block. It's a good read. Oof. Personally, Cherish, I think you could set up a little more inside here. If I was to draw a line from the approach to where she's meeting the ball, you are just on the left of it. She still drops the thumb and does this weird roll shot over, right? We'll call this a good read by Lucy. This one's rough. Holland, we're kind of just watching. Hoping that someone does something with the ball, right? Or at least it just comes right to us. That's kind of what it looks like to me. Here, okay. Like as soon as we realize that overpass is coming, everybody drops, get wide and low, right? You know you're about to get hit at. If you're going to have any chance of getting a good overpass dig, overpass kill dig, you're going to have to be low, right? Nobody's, for example, nobody is digging this in this position for real, right? Our platform is literally facing that way. Like our wrists are just straight down. We're not arms out underneath the ball. Kind of here, a little bit here, maybe some. But this is just like you're gonna have to do so much work to get underneath the ball to get it up, right? Start underneath the ball, arms out, low, arms out, and you can get these digs with just a lunge step, right? It's right in front of us. You could probably get there if your arms are out and you're low. Oh, got another timeout. Okay. Cherish. Trust your lane here. I know you want to hit. I know we have our libero here. I'd say we are cheating a little bit too, so maybe we're giving her some false anticipation that we're taking this from her. Comes to that seam, it's high over the tape, right? This is Lucy's shorts, right? If this is 6, this is Lucy's shorts. This is her deeps. Stuff that's coming high in this area where it would land out here, like out here even, we should be stepping in to take. Because now this is her lane. She has to step almost perpendicular out of her lane for this pass. Still happens to get us in the 10-foot line. And we down ball to someone who's just playing a base, right? This is why we struggle. Same thing, right? Zero transition from their oppo, and we're outside of the oppo, right? I'd love to see you right in here next to Gabby. What would you know? Gabby sets up in the right spot. Okay. Lovely serve. Oh, we got the overpass. Zoe being aggressive. Way to get off the bench and go be aggressive at the net. Look at that. Lovely. Lovely. That's some hustle right there. I love to see that. Going in there, ready to get some blocks. Let's take a look at this. I'm still, right? We're like getting lucky that we're not being targeted right here. Okay? This is base. Goes to the outside. First, we need to cover this. Okay? First, we drop back. Then we realize the ball is in front of the block and you get to move and crash up, right? We're just getting lucky that we're not getting picked off back here right now. Okay, look at this. This is a little better, right? Arms out. We're starting underneath the ball. Now if something comes in this area, it's a very small move, right? Just outside Zoe. It's a very small move to be under that ball. We get to pass up in here. Cool. I love Amanda staying deep here, right? All this hitter's got to do is drop their wrist underneath the ball, hit it a little flatter, and pop something up high to a corner, and we're in a position to come get this outer ring, okay? We have good positioning in this ring and a great block setup. This is the system. This is good. I would love to see us drop to our spot. We play here. Okay, it's outside. Drop to my line defense. Oh, it's behind the block. There's no way we can hit line. Then you get to crash up here. Okay, let's start getting you two, right? Our back row right side and it's really just back row. It's the opposite back row and front row pins, if that makes sense. So like when the outside's hitting, it's this pin and this back row right side that is covering this short stuff around the block, right? Same here, okay? Short stuff around the block is going to be here, libero, and off block front row pin. Okay, caddy corner pins. We want to come take some more of this. That's all I'm saying. Let's take some more so we can actually push our line defenders over. It's the same thing with Lucy, right? Lucy has to suck in here behind the block because our oppo block is not consistently getting to this area, and that naturally just pulls us out of some of these corners, right? Especially if anybody has the wrist control to just start. If literally anybody can just down ball to this like 5 foot by 5 foot zone, just control down balls. It's game over, right? Okay. Lovely. Oh, all that work. It's rough. I'm not mad at that. That's a good play. We have Zoe landing and pursuing here. Oh. It's just unfortunate. Those are fast. Those are quick. We're not always going to get them, but if we're hungry, we can get out of these, right? It's like, it's hard to say that some points deserve more focus than others. Like every point deserves focus, but especially when we're trying to fight out of these serve receive rotations or a good serve rotation of the other team, it's like you have to kind of, if you can kind of go to some sort of like primal state, like you will be reflexes only. You are just gonna react, move to the ball. There's no thought. The thought and on what we should be doing, we drill that into us in practice. Now we just react. Go out there, react, be athletic. You guys can handle this. Okay. Cool. Lovely pass. A little off, but we don't square anyway, so it doesn't matter. At least you're pushing it over. At least you're leading. This is a little bit better of an approach. I'm naturally better at transitioning out of the back row as well. Like serve receive, for whatever reason, this pass to attack phase helps me be really aggressive up here because you have a lot of this momentum. So this, even though you get that little bit of pause there, Okay, now that I watched it a second time, it's not as aggressive as I thought, right? But we're working on that. It's exactly what we've been working on the last 2 weeks of practice, right? We're letting that hand hang. We're meeting the ball high. And we're kind of putting just like a roll shot with pace over right to base. Still gets them out of system, so that's great. But that's why we're working on following through with our arm swing, getting a huge approach. You guys are tall. You guys are athletic. Let's take advantage, right? Get up there. Make them feel how athletic you guys are. You know, get up there, smash the ball on the first chance you get, and you're good. Cool. Cool. Really, really hungry to close the block. I love it. Not mad at this here. She tipped that at the last second. If you might be able to stay on your feet. I come in the pass here. It's a good effort. Okay. Right shoulder's higher than your left. And we're free balling. They get to run their middle. And we're free balling. Setter literally hasn't moved. Their setter literally hasn't moved. Also, right? Same thing. Glad you're hungry. Glad we're going to block everything. It's these little things that save you some energy, right? Okay, is the setter back row? Yep, I don't have to jump here then. Now we're a little late to this. Now Holland's got a lot to play on over here. And we're free balling again. Setter's just literally standing right here, just chucking high balls out. This is better. Look, sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. We're even a little close here. So to be fair, this shot is so much harder to hit than this shot. So I'm cool with us crashing in so much here, right? Now, look at this. Look, exactly what I talked about. Lucy gets to come play outside the block more. We get Amanda taking the hard cross in the seam. She gets to take over the shorts. Lucy gets pushed over the line. Now Holland actually gets hard driven. Even if that seam might even be big enough, we get a ball down the middle at both of these two, right? It's going to be really hard to get this ball outside of Zoe now and over here. So, cool. Much better defense. They finally make an error, right? And it's like, they just got like 6 opportunities. We get to put our backs put up against the wall. It's hard if we're always in that position. You guys could have beat this number 2 team if you ask me. That's all. If you're really focused. Cool. Free. Not square. Zoe, you're probably a little early. Oh, we're not even going to swing. So the middle gets to just go double block a Cherish. Cool. Cherish finds the ground. Cool. Way to get out of that. We serve. Oh. A couple good things, and it's just like a little bit of chaos. Same thing, right? Setter is back row, and we're jumping. We're jumping with her. Now we're a little late to this. Our defense crashes because they see that you guys are landing. Huge hole. Huge hole. Right? Lucy's completely abandoned left back here. Which means Cherish just stands out here by the net now, right? It's like if one of us pinches somewhere or is a little off, it really shifts everybody else like subconsciously. You can see each other in peripheral, and you're kind of good at sort of, adjusting. But, I mean, to cover like the most likely options, but our job is to trust the system and cover the option. Right? Like Lucy. What? Like, put some trust in Cherish and Ava here. Right? Come take care of your responsibility so that Amanda doesn't have all of these. Right? Either of those corners get popped to, Amanda's going to have a horrible, horrible. I mean, I have faith. She could pull it off. But, you know, her job just got a lot harder covering. She's literally the only person past the 10-foot line. Okay, and we're in another mediocre situation, and we have a dig drop. And now we can't stay on the service line. Love to see you square and get your hands on this. And, you know, maybe that's a little my fault. Maybe we need to work on having you in a scenario where you use your hands more. Okay. Good, Giselle. We're outside the block. I love this. I love this. The hitter's way off, too, so it actually is possible for us to get a little short roll shot. Unlike earlier when we were talking about Holland, those balls seemed a little tighter. You know, maybe I'm wrong if you go back. But those tighter ones are probably, like, if you're going to hit that flat over the net, if they're not all the way on top of the ball, right, that's going to hit a little deeper. But because she's far enough off, this has time to get some topspin, drop, and roll in here. Holland, we're almost at home, right? And here's the exception now, right? We have someone who is going to go sit on the line. And this is, honestly, I'm cool with this block setup as well. We got Amanda sitting deep. We're taking the hard cross as Lucy. This is now where we're compromised because we're spread. We don't have the off block, and we're on the line. Okay. Lucy, way to run in and get that. Okay, we get our hands on the ball. And we don't go for it, right? Even if you have to go get underneath the ball with your hand and do a little roll shot, like that's going to be better. Okay, Amanda, you're a little shallow. Maybe you read that this is short, but I'll pass that in again. Zoe gets to go for it. Picks off a corner. Lovely. That's so hit the antenna, right? Okay. Thank you. Lovely. Way to be ready right off the rip. Way to get off the bench. Ready to block. Ready to hustle. Ready to dive. Ready to swing. Good job, Zoe. Okay. We got the sub and a freaking... Oh, did we miss our... Okay, thank goodness. Oh, we missed our serve. Lovely. Hey, right? We're on the service line. We have... someone who's liable to, go on runs. They've gone on runs on this before, right? This is a time where we go, okay, if we're going to push back, this is where we need to be really focused. You just did all that work to get on the service line. It's our turn to apply some pressure. Now we have to be super focused and ready to go for everything so we can sit here. Okay. Another serve. Oh, it's long. Unfortunate. Cool. Look at that. Lovely. Way to go, rip at it just cause. Oh my God, this looks better. Amelia, you're just maybe a little shallow. You got a lovely double block here. Pull back. Hear me out. Okay. This ball is dropping on the right side of the block now. Ideally, we'd always be like right here, okay? She could be going high thumb up. She's looking a little closer to the net too, so I'd even be scared about this ball coming kind of towards my head and face. This is where the shallowness gets scary, right? But the ball's dropping on this side of the block. She's going to have to kind of go high over, like the cross shot looks harder to me from this scenario. Or at least it looks less aggressive. It's harder to be aggressive with the cross shot here because Zoe, you got two of Zoe's hands and one of Holland's hands taking that cross. But I really do like that setup, actually. And look at that. Oh, geez. Oh, that's why. Okay. But right, we took all the good options away. She's got to hit high and deep. Amelia, just stay patient. You got that lovely closed block. Okay, we're probably at an hour here. Yeah, 55 minutes. Okay, I'll title this to match the set. And so if you guys really want to go over these, you can. It'll be non-mandatory. I'm doing it anyways to see what we need to work on, so figure why not narrate. You guys can see what I'm seeing, what I'm looking for, kind of these position things, and we can learn and get better.